Well, hello, and welcome back to the tower. So apparently I had a false start, so you're going to have to wait for a minute. I forgot to update the game before the tournament, so that's... Who's at fault? I am. I'll update the game right now, and then you'll see the game again. It gave me the warning when I opened it up. I'm like, oh, whoops. Also, I got chicken. No, just regular chicken tenders. Alright, let me make sure the game loads. Alright, there we go. Hey Casey, how you doing? Sorry, I'm kind of eating because I made a mistake. I was like, I can surely eat these chicken tenders before the... No, I could not. I failed at the one task I was given, which was to finish eating before stream. I will eat, because I don't want this to get cold. I am going to eat. Don't worry about that. I just have to notify everybody about the stream. It's okay. This is probably better than the alternative of it being late, right? Okay, we have to edit this. Yeah, right? There's a reason I got it hot. I don't want to eat cold food. I'm not a barbarian. I love chicken tenders. There we go. All right, that's ready. Oh, and guys, there's a new like XP system, and I don't know how it works on YouTube. I know it exists though. Hey, Virus. Hey, I do stuff. How you doing? All right, let's get started. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Live chat. It always wants to do top chat for some reason. I don't get that. I do sound far away. It's because I'm eating and I can't eat on my microphone. I also might not be enunciating my words because I'm eating. There's like it's a cause and effect problem here. Unfortunately, like right before the tournament, I got some chicken, and I'm like, there's absolutely no way I won't be able to eat this before, and yeah, we can all see I failed. All right, so this is a curious amount of coins. Let's see what this does. That's pretty tempting. I think we're gonna do that, and probably that. Yeah, that's probably a good place to wait. Make our orbs a little bit bigger. Okay, there. That's a good place to stop. I got them from Publix because Publix makes chicken tenders and they're good and they sell them by the pound. Oh, I don't need that for fun. Now the tournament is another thing. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would go 50. That is interesting. Hey, New, it's because I'm eating and I'm eating here, and so I have my microphone not where it usually is because I was eating. Is that a little bit better? Hey, Rubber, how you doing? I promise it will go back to normal when I'm done eating. I just ran out of time Like, I was like, well, I might as well stream this and eat at the same time, like two things at once, you know. Efficiency, right? We're trying to be more efficient. Oh, damn, Casey, sorry to hear that. And hey, Rubber, how you doing? Maybe I said that twice, I don't know. Yeah, looks good. Oh, I almost forgot. Shoot. All right, well, hopefully I don't need to do... Oh, no, I should have done this first. Shimity. All right, we're just going to do that one for now. I don't want to get into a situation where we can't do the farm spec. We'll look at it after the tournament. So let's go. I actually made a farm 2 set of cards. That's a funny thing. We can talk about that in a minute. Let me equip Dim Core. And what kind of tournament did we get? We got a G-Comp tournament, so let's put G-Compy in there. Joystick is back. And we will work this out after the tournament. I mean, realistically, I probably could upgrade this. Yeah, let's do that. And you know what? I'll just unlevel this. This is just my... This is my piggy bank, I guess. Yeah, I'll get enough back. Alright, well, that's fine. You'll be the piggy bank. Yeah, there's something new with XP. I don't know how it works. I saw it on Maria's stream, too. I'm like, ooh, I had the most XP. Oh, congrats on getting all your Shadow Shard labs done. Okay, so here's the tournament. We're looking... Wow, this is looking like... I am sorry, Rocket Man. You are 6th. I am going to have to take that from you. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go. Wait, was there something else I needed to do? Oh, we'll get some of that there. Alright. Sorry, Rocket Man. Oh yeah, what'd you get, Rubber? Congrats! I've been saving gems up too for the next update, whenever we get that. I'm very interested to see what this XP thing is. I don't know what it is. Don't mind me, I'm just having some chicken tenders. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was #1 on Maria's YouTube for a while. I think I lost it. How close are you on lab speed? Hey, Sar, how you doing? Lab speed is like 100% worth it. And how is everything going for you, Sar? Oh. I can't believe I lost. Well, you're at 80. You're almost there. How are you fifth, man? Did you get a bad bracket? It's possible, Casey, we got in a bad bracket. Maybe. Oh no, Sar. Who interrupted you, Sar? I don't know how good my microphone is. That's true. That's why I'm sitting here eating chicken during the tournament. I was so confident I would make it in time. I was overconfident. At least I took the chicken home with me and ate it and didn't try to eat it where I was at. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty confident that I could make it home in time if I ate right there. That was a lie. Oh, I'll make it new. I don't want to make any promises, Sar. Hey, Mike, how you doing? We did have a long stream last time, though. Though I did buy some canned chicken. Oh, no, how's your mom been? Oh, good luck, Mike. Maybe ILM will help. I can't promise that it'll help, though. Can't wait for those. If I was going to get a rotisserie chicken, I would get it from Costco. It's probably a crime to admit this, but I've never had a Costco rotisserie chicken. Well, no, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything works out. That's good. Just remember, one dragon a day. Okay, guys, I hope everybody made it to the tournament because that is closed. Oh, we don't get any more missions, do we, right? No more event missions? We're done with that? I just have to finish. Oh, hey, my discount. Oh, hey, my discount. It happened twice. I'm going to say right now, I have absolutely no proof of this, but I am hoping that we get some extra levels in the workshop. I have no proof, though. Keep that in mind. But that's what we're hoping for. Once you get auto nuke, which is probably a long ways away, it eventually won't be too bad. Oh. Right, Tsar? Defense absolute to 6,000. Regen to 7,000. Health to 7,000. Damage to 7,000. Hey, Ghetto, how you doing? I will have good luck. Yeah, G-Comp is like mandatory in this one. Well, G-Comp is mandatory until I get the extra chrono field duration on my ultimate weapon. I would new. I would new, but I would only suggest doing that if you can. I mean, it's probably your best bet. Good luck, Sar. When I saw I had 400 quadrillion, guys, I was seriously considering saving up to do the last battle condition. Well, it won't synergize with Defense Absolute, but you're looking for a Space Displacer if you want that. Excuse me. He added one. You have to have the super landmines, though. Well, that's not good. I lost my wings. It's actually not good. Wait, what's going on here? Oh. Well, that's a move. Hey, Tower, how you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's almost happening. It's getting there. Uh-oh. You can do it, Mike. Well, Sar, imagine you have some chicken. Hold on, let me finish my chicken first. I'm eating, Tower. So the issue is, Tower, I decided to go get chicken before the stream. I was no chicken tenders. I was extremely confident I could eat the chicken before the stream. We all know who won. Hey, Genesis, how you doing? Just give me a minute, sir. Let me finish my chicken. I'm almost done. You know, Ghetto, I've never had Raising Cane's. I heard it was good. Casey, I actually don't eat it with sauce. I just eat it. Am I supposed to have sauce? I just like to taste the chicken. What do you get at Raising Cane's, Ghetto? Ah, Clouded, thank you. And hey, Clouded, how you doing? All right, hold on. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, guys. I'm getting the last of it. All right. I am officially all chickened out. Chicken fingers are so good because they don't have bones. So, imagine you had a 10-meter table. And on your 10-meter table is a giant plate full of chicken tenders. Before you can talk about the table, you have to sit down and eat the chicken tenders, okay? Once you have finished eating the chicken tenders, you then turn the game speed down. And now you turn the game speed down. Whoa, I got ahead of myself. Oh no, the chicken ruined me. Sorry. Now imagine that after you finish eating the chicken tenders, you're moving 11 meters between frames. So on one side, you're with your empty plate of chicken. Then on the next frame, you're on the other side of the table and you never actually collide with the table. Now, if you cut the game speed down in half, once you finish eating your chicken, you then move 5.5 meters between frames. And on the next frame, the game is forced to handle your collision between the table and the chicken tenders. So that's why we had to slow the game speed down. And you have to eat all your chicken first. Is it? Oh, Sar got 100 XP from that. And thank you, Sar. Really? Chicken tenders don't make me want to nap. I had Zaxby's, and I'll be honest, guys, there was so much hype about Zaxby's coming here. I was so excited to try their chicken tenders. They weren't that good. Damn, Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. I was so disappointed with Zaxby's. I thought they were going to be so good. Excuse me. They weren't. I had Church's Chicken, and I was not impressed when I had it, but it was a long time ago. I had PDQ, which is pretty darn quick. At least I think that's who they are. And their chicken tenders were actually pretty good. Not as good as Publix, but pretty good. I would say they're probably, like, out of all the ones I had, they were probably number 2. You can do it, Mike. I believe in you. You know, I really wanted an In-N-Out. So jealous of people that have In-N-Out. I don't have Quick Trip. At some point, I'm going to have to do... Excuse me. At some point, I'm going to have to do a chicken power ranking. You know, even Chick-fil-A, their chicken tenders aren't that great. The biggest thing about Chick-fil-A is their chicken tenders are like small and wimpy. I don't get it. They're not big and meaty. They're like chicken tenders for babies. But I will say, Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets, assuming they don't burn them, are better than the chicken tender. I've had Popeyes. I don't know where I would rank their chicken tenders. Popeyes, hey Matthew, how you doing? I saw that you joined the guild, so I got you in. I've never had Guthrie's. I've had Popeye's chicken tenders. Oh, hold on. We're about to have an emergency here. Emergency. All right, we're good. Okay. Well, I might as well check this now. All right, hold on a second, because I have to reset my timer. I have to make sure, like, I have actually forgotten to do it after the tournament, which is always bad. I wish we had a better way to deal with this. All right, we're back. The Genesis, the clock skew drives me nuts. Excuse me. So I don't know how I would rank Popeye's chicken tender. I've had Popeye's chicken tenders. let's put it this way. If Popeye's chicken tenders were any good, I would remember how good they are. They obviously aren't that good. Probably the my bet. Alright, sorry about that. I think I'm good now. I got a little congested. I'm pretty sure my tier list would be Publix. And I'm going to do a wild card here. Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets. No, I would say probably PDQ at number 2. Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets at number 3. And, I think I'd put Zaxby's at number 4. Like, I don't remember them being great, but I don't remember them being bad either. And then everything else is 5th. I can't think, I don't have enough of a good memory of how good they were. The thing is, Publix is so good because you buy by the pound, right? So I don't get ripped off like at every other place. It's $9 a pound. $9 a pound is actually really cheap because you usually do not get a pound of chicken tenders from any other place. I believe a pound is, depending on the size of the chicken tenders, is between 6 to 8 strips, yeah. 6 really chunky ones are 8 leaner ones. And you know when you got a big boy. Like if you get like a super lunker, it'll be like 0.20 of a pound. Hey Vincent, how you doing? But that's like a mega tender. That's almost 2 tenders in one. At least what I've seen, you can get I forgot Wingstop. Wingstop actually makes some pretty good chicken tenders. I think I would put Wingstop at number 2. So it would actually be Publix, Wingstop, who I forgot about, then PDQ, then Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, and then Zaxby's. See, I'm not a big spice person. Like, I like the classic spices. You lost coins from CF13, Vincent? How did that happen? Wait, Vincent! You don't have the damage limiter? You need the damage limiter, dude. That's what you need. Yeah, I'm not a super spicy person. Wait, how did you lose coins with the damage limiter? Because what you should do is just turn the damage limiter up, right? Oh, they were taking too long to die. I didn't think about that, Vincent. My bad. How do you like CF? You know what? CF Plus clearly, just by this discussion, needs a slider. You grew Carolina Reapers? Did they die from taking a bite of it? Yeah, I bet. Oh my god. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't like capsaicin spice. I like the heat that comes from garlic. And I know that's weird. You're going to say garlic doesn't have a heat to it. But garlic does have a heat to it. But it's not capsaicin heat. And that's the kind of heat that's compatible with me. And I know this because if you don't believe garlic brings the heat, eat raw garlic and tell me that doesn't have some kind of heat to it. How do you just eat ghost peppers? And just say, oh, new pepper, I'm just gonna eat you. I will say, when I was big on my garlic phase, not only did I have the garlic aura that protected me from vampires, also people could tell I was near them because I smelled like garlic so much. But I freaking love garlic, no regrets. Love garlic, oh my god. That's actually what I got for the wings I got from Wingstop that one time. I got them with the garlic parmesan. That was so good, it should be illegal. I freaking love garlic parmesan. Oh my god, that was so good and so bad for me. Yeah, I used to work with a guy that was really into like really spicy food. And it's just, I don't know what it is, dude. It's just not for me. I don't enjoy the taste of capsaicin. Oh, how did 30 meters go? Ghetto. But I love garlic. Love garlic. Garlic and onions, I love them so much. Of course, you know I love onions because I told you the story of where I brought an onion to work and I ate it raw. $800 quadrillion? Ghetto, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think I need to reduce my range to 30 meters? Oh, the atomic wings. Could you eat atomic wings no problem? Did you go to Quaker State and Lube, New, and could you eat the super hot wings they had there? Because if you ate the super hot wings at Quaker State and Lube, I don't know how hot they are, but if you ate them, your name got on the wall. Oh, really, Ghetto? I don't know anything about Dave's Hot Chicken. So that means I need to learn Free Up Mastery. If I get Free Up Mastery, what do I need to block besides range? Oh man, if I do Free Up Mastery, that means I have to respec too. Right, Vincent, I can just use BHD because BHD blocks the range. I always forget about that, Vincent. Thank you. Wait, New, you got your name on the wall at Quaker State and Lube? Also, guys, I found out that somebody tested the sauces at Hot Ones, and it's a scam. Sorry to ruin it for you, but it's a scam. Apparently, the way they do sauces, they sell the sauce based on the heat of the pepper and not the heat of the sauce. Yeah, Genesis, somebody did a study where they sent all the sauces from Hot Ones to a mass spectrometer or something like that. I don't know how to say it. I'm not a scientist. Oh, my bad, no. And then they looked at how much capsaicin was in each one because it doesn't actually tell you. And they found out that whatever the sauce is that everybody hates... Yes! There's that one middle-range sauce, Genesis, that everybody hates. Can't think of what it is. Because I'm not really, I'm not really a spice person. I'm more of an herb person. And I can't think about which one and what it is, but that one was so much hotter. I put my orbs in my pocket, Vincent. I will say I'm just a boring person. Because I love the classic spices. Pepper, salt. Oh, I'm dead. Well, that was anticlimactic. But I think we're good at fourth. I didn't think I was going to get third. Alright, Gump, are you doing a run? No, you're not. I don't know if this is our Rocket Man, because if it is, I'm sorry. Rocket Man, I am sorry I knocked you down. I guess I could check. Damn it! I'm sorry! You know what this means, right, guys? I wanted 4th. I didn't know he would go down to 7th. I thought I could get 4th and he could stay 6th. All right. So here's the question. Oh, that sounds great. I like mustard. Mustard is another good spice. Do I respect a 30 meter? Do I do it? I mean, I have the capability. Actually, I don't. That's actually a great question. Well, I don't. But I think we could make that. Whoops, it's the wrong tree. I do not. But we can make that happen. So, do I get the orb adjuster and try 30 meters? I don't like mayonnaise either, New. Never liked mayonnaise. Oh, wait, Genesis, you think I'm just gonna get squashed because I don't have, like, CF+? Should I just leave it alone, then? So on one hand, it's 20 keys to try, right? So it's either I get that, or I get the 5% free up attack boost. Okay, we'll just leave it. You know what? Let's try it when we get the run history. How about that? Because then we can do a run history. I can actually see how the runs are going and all that, and we don't have to kind of like guess after a handful of runs. We'll have more. We can actually do the science behind it. How about that? Yeah, I don't have the range mastered, so I could just increase it as necessary. I asked that, Vincent, on my last stream, and everybody told me to get the free ups because of farming. And you know me, I'm an economy guy. I don't know, I want to spend these vault keys because I'm going to get more vault keys from the tournament. I'm going to get hopefully 15 keys. Hey Omega, how you doing? So if I get 15 keys, right, I can go ahead and spend these 40 keys, and then I'll have enough keys, because I'm assuming right now I'm just not going to get Orb Adjuster. We'll just leave things alone, which means I should get the free up attack boost to see if this gives me a boost in coins. I think that's a fair exchange. I'm going to have to do this anyways. Okay. So farm, I'm going to leave this spec here. We're not going to respec today, but at some point we will, and I'm probably, realistically, we need to wait for the run history so we can do an actual good analysis. It kind of pisses me off that everything I want to do is waiting for that run history, but I have to stay calm and remember it is what it is. Okay, so let me put my farm cards. This set, I actually need to use farm card. You know, the only difference between these two is this one has Death Ray, and the only reason I have this here is for the missions. And like right now, there's this I need to start working on now. That's set. This is set. The only thing I can't set here is my targeting. I don't have the Orb Adjuster SAR. Like, I can get the Orb Adjuster after this tournament. I just spent my keys on the free ups. So if you guys, again, the problem is we don't have the run history. Without the run history, it's very hard for me to, like, make these determinations scientifically, you know? Do you understand what I'm saying about the science? It is the most frustrating thing to me that we can't scientifically test things because I don't have a run history. Oh, good job, Smart Missiles. Oh, hold on. Like, I find it personally... Oh, I haven't got my boxes. Well, we'll get them now. Whoops. Hi, Nick. How you doing? I'm glad to see that TRB is still with us, even though he can't farm as much. To be fair, I did actually increase the size of my orbs before the tournament. It's just, Omega, I'm a simple person, right? I've always wanted a run history. I've said I've wanted a run history so many times. I know as a programmer, too, it's not much to add a run history. So, I'm just disappointed that it's taken so long for us to get one. Because what's the alternative? I broadcast the game and stream it to then figure out what the runs were. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I might have had too much chicken. I didn't know that was possible. I will say this, my enhancement bonus keeps enhancing. I mean, Matthew, even though I am a C# programmer, I doubt they would hire me. I mean, if they did hire me, then I would be forced to go rogue. And I'm sure Fuds would love it when I say, look, I'm adding a run history, Fuds. I don't care what you want. Oh, congrats, Vincent. I'm still a little bit away. I'm 33 away, which I think is the most expensive 33 levels. I do know JSON. I mean, because all I'm asking, right, is for them to just serialize the end run result of the JSON payload. That's it. I will say I would also like for the game to record what wave you got the perk on, because the difference between perks can kind of explain why some of your runs are better than others, you know? Oh, that's not bad, Vincent. That means you have a week to go. Do you already have your free ups maxed at 1.5? Wait, what do you mean to only get 4 legends? You mean you got... If you got 4 legends, that means you got 16 modules, right? Because you should have got 16 epic modules. And then you would have combined those 16 to 8 epic plus. And then when you got 8 epic plus, you would have made 4 legendary ones out of that, right? And if you got 16 epic for 8,500 gems, I think that's actually really good. Oh, 4 epics. 4 epics. The pity roll is... Mine is only 21, Vincent. Yeah, the pity is a 1 in 3k, so that's above pity. Yeah, it's just the module system is kind of abysmal. Oh, thank you, Ghetto. Yes, please do like the stream. It does help me afford chicken. This is gonna be just a giant advertisement for chicken, I know. I will be right back. I want to just do something really quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. I just wanted to wash my hands after eating all that chicken. If you're going after modules. Oh, congrats, Omega. Yeah, shoot. Shoot. Hold on. Can I buy the extra second? I want to buy the extra second. Wait, what happened now, Omega? Fine, since everybody voted nothing, I'm gonna do it. It's done. Oh no, did another whale beach himself? Why did the whale beach himself? Tower, that is an extremely difficult question to answer. It all depends on what else you should be, what else can you do with your gems, right? Like, how many cards do you have and stuff like that. And also what your gem economy is. Come on, Omega, spill. What happened with the whale? $3,000 per week is actually pretty good gem income. So 13 slots. Oh, thanks YouTube. Thanks. New, I would advise that you just spend your gems on. I actually knew if you have you have max card slots and max cards. New, I would almost say you might be better off using your gems to rush lab speed. Yeah, working from home is nice. I almost would say put your gems on lab speed, honestly, at that point. Until you get lab speed to 99. Just because that just accelerates everything else you're trying to do. Oh. So he had a rage over a lack of content? I see, Omega, I never understand that. Because to me, these types of periods in the game is when you freaking feast. Because you can get all the things you've always wanted to do done, so now's the time to do it, and you feast. You feast and you eat and you eat and you eat your heart out. So that when the update comes, you're ready for it. I never understand that, Omega. Yeah, but New, that's what I'm saying. You spend your gems on rushing lab speed to get lab speed to 99 quicker, and then you have 4 lab slots available, right? And you also get the benefit of the, because like I'm going to tell you right now, you're never going to regret having max lab speed because that benefits everything else. And the best labs that you're going to research are the ones that haven't been released yet. I just don't understand. This is like, am I just like bizarre that I'm the person that is okay? Oh, your modules are kind of low. Oh. How low is low? So, Omega, please help me understand this, right? you must know that in your real life, right, that you're not a billionaire, or at least a multi-millionaire. Why would you expect to go into, hey Cuxton, how you doing? Why would you expect to go into what is effectively a pay-to-win game and expect to win with only like a couple thousand? Because to some people, a couple $1,000s is like an unimaginable amount of money, right? Like having an extra $3,000 in disposable income. That's just unimaginable for some people, right? I think we can all agree that for some people, $3,000 is like, oh my God, did I find a suitcase full of money? And if so, do I have to actually give it to somebody else? And for other people, oh, now I understand, New, because you're trying to get to ancestral. That makes sense. It's my bad. Then to other people, $3,000 is like their couch cushion change. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how people can't realize that. Well, number go up and wallet go empty, I guess. Man, guys, maybe I should really make a mobile game. Maybe Fuds is onto something here. Well, I'm glad I could teach you, Tower, but it's like, Tower, if I was going to tell you anything that would teach you about the world, there's 2 television series I would actually recommend watching. One is Numbers. And Numbers I found fascinating because it takes those mathematical concepts and applies them in the real world. And I found it fascinating because, like, everything, you know, whenever I was doing math in school, everybody always wondered what this is used for. Now, obviously, you're not going to become a savant math magician like the guy in Numbers. But it does at least show you how the math can be applied in the real world. Tower with, let me think of how to say this. If you know how to sail the high seas, everything is available. So then, the other show I'd recommend is Criminal Minds. Because Criminal Minds has a behavior analysis element to it. And while that doesn't teach you about math, that can teach you a lot about people. Well, so Casey, on the internet, there's a high sea, and if you get on a special ship, it has a special flag on it, that ship can lead you to the content that you seek. And that flag does not belong to any specific nation. It is a Jolly Roger. Because, Tower, true crime is fascinating because it actually happened, right? That's what makes it fascinating. Because on one hand, you can't believe what these people did. And on the other hand, like, figuring out how they did it is sort of its own fascinating thing, right? It's like this movie I watched as a kid called Seven, right? The movie is about tracking a serial killer. Obviously, it's a movie, right? But it probably has some parallels to real serial killers. And I've also watched true crime shows, but I don't have a true crime show that. Well, I watch Forensic Files. All right. Well, thank you for watching, Ghetto. I hope you have some great chicken tonight, and happy farming, man. Dude, you guys aren't going to believe me, but I 100% in 7 called it that it was her head in the box. Because I was like, wait a second. Brad Pitt didn't go home. Brad Pitt spent the night at the police station. Why would he do that? Where is Brad Pitt's wife? Oh my God, she's in the box. I just thought it was so weird that I remember so clearly in the movie that they showed, and like while the whole movie was going on, right? Of course, you know it's about the 7 deadly sins. So I was, yeah, spoiler alert for a movie that's, how many years old is the movie? 30 years now? Sorry, I spoiled a 30-year-old movie. Isn't that Bonesaw Tomahawk? Or Bone Tomahawk or something like that? Alright, wait a second. Now I need to see how old the movie is. You know, New, I haven't watched the Diddy trial. I mean, to me, Diddy's trial is like, this is what rich people do because they have so much money. I mean, it's just, not only did he have tons of money, he's also super charismatic. So, like, the whole thing is, like, you know, that's, like, the perfect storm for something terrible to happen. Oh. Alright, sorry, we won't talk about the bone. Wait, really now? I heard they had a verdict. Omega, that's actually... This might be a controversial opinion, but I'm gonna say it. I actually don't think you are one of the... I don't think you're... I don't think it's necessarily that PDF files become famous. What I think it is that having that much power enables you to engage in behaviors that you normally wouldn't without that much power. Maybe that's a controversial take, sure. But I really think that's what it is. Because you basically feel like you're king of the frickin' world and you can do anything, and that ends up being, unfortunately, very degenerate stuff sometimes. Money just enables you to be the monster that you can't be normally. I feel like so many people in society would be monsters if they had that kind of money. But they don't become that monster because they realize, oh, like, I have all these constraints where I can't do it. Like, for example, there's another entertainer, we're not going to say his name. I'm sure you can imagine this applying to a ton of them, right? I don't want to be super specific. But I don't think he would have had that song written about him, and I'm sure you know the song by the guy that did the song and won the things. He never would have been able to do that if he wasn't famous in the first place. It never would have gotten to that level. And like, don't get me wrong, there are still plenty of people that can be monsters without money. I'm not saying that it's exclusively one or the other, because there's obviously plenty of people that don't have money that do crazy stuff. But I think money just enables so many people to go crazier than they would normally go. Simply because they start running into people who are like, I'll do anything for you. And then they're like, and like, I don't think most humans are able to handle that. Because it's like, and the best example I can give, and as far as I know, Kevin Bacon has not done anything super crazy. Like, as far as I know, Kevin Bacon hasn't done anything bad, right? But there was a thing where Kevin Bacon decided to disguise himself and pretend to not be Kevin Bacon. Okay? And he was like, he went out as like fake Kevin, undercover Kevin Bacon's probably the better way to put it, for a day or something like that. And he was like, I hated it. Nobody was saying, I love you, Kevin Bacon, or Kevin Bacon, you can cut the line because you're Kevin Bacon. He was like he just had like one day of being a normal fucking person, and he fucking hated it. It was bizarre reading his response. Because he's like, nobody told me they loved me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what do you think? I walk out the door on my way to I mean, I guess they really do think we live in idiocracy, where I go to Costco and they go, thank you for shopping at Costco. I love you. And that's part of it. I wouldn't say what I feel Genesis eventually happens is they surround themselves with yes men. Okay? And then what happens is, if you become a celebrity's yes man, and somebody else is trying to also be his yes man, well, damn, Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, if you say no, he's going to be like, well, why do I want to put up with you? You're not going to do the thing I want to do? And you might be giving him legitimately good advice, saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that type of party. Maybe that's not a good idea. And the other guy's like, yeah, I'll get you the entertainment. Hey Matthew, we do not know when the next update is. It's probably in July. Well, it has to be in July. We're in July now. And you have to remember that this is not like a one-off thing, right? This is a cycle. So it's constantly like it's like an evolution thing, right? Where the yes men get yesier men as time goes on, right? Because as this cult of personality develops, right, only the most devoted, most willing to agree to anything you want to do rise to the top. If you're not, and this is sort of like how, to take a less extreme example, this is sort of how the Flat Earth Society works. Because on its face, the flat earth is such an absurd thing that most people wouldn't believe in it, right? So you take an absurd belief and you build a group around it, right? And enough evolutions of that group, you're going to exile everyone but only the most ardent believers in the lie. And that's what I feel the Flat Earth Society really is a great example of a cult. I mean, it is a cult, but it's a great example of a cult that we can all understand, right? Because it's a cult that's not based in religion or faith or anything like that. It's a cult based on denying science. And that's the same thing that happens with celebrities or anybody that's influential, is that eventually, through enough cycles, this is an audible facepalm. You did, Sar. Once again, you broke me. Just shattered me. Like, I don't even have anything to say to that. But that's why the Flat Earth Society is such a great example. Because it's something most of us understand that it's scientifically impossible, and therefore given enough time, only the most ardent believers will stay in the society. People that reject all other evidence given to them. Oh, thank you, New. I will take a look at it. Wait, where did you tap? Oh, okay, never mind. I see it now. Discord was lagging. He was acquitted? I thought for sure they were gonna get him on every charge. I am freaking shocked. I thought for sure he was toast. I can't believe it. Dude, I am so shocked by this verdict. I was sure he was done. I thought we were going to have another R. Kelly situation, right? Where he was just done. I cannot believe this verdict. This verdict shocks me. Yeah, but who's they? When you say they, that wasn't New York, right? Wasn't Diddy in New York? SDNY? Like Rittenhouse, he was, I thought, in Illinois or something like that. I can't, they didn't even have a defense, New. I thought he was smoked. I thought he was gone. Like he was going to be put in a tomb and never see the light of day again. Yeah, I know who, no, I know who Rittenhouse is, but I thought he was tried in a different state. Not in New York. Hey, Rocket Man, I'm sorry, dude. I knocked you down to 7. I thank you for forgiving me. Wisconsin. Yeah, it was. I had to look it up. I'm hanging out in 4th. Oh, sorry. I'll show you. I honestly am shocked, dude, because I was sure Diddy was gone. Diddy was going to be put in a tomb, never see the light of day again. He was going to become another R. Kelly. Especially when, what's her name? I think it was Cassie. She was testifying while she was pregnant. I thought for sure because she was pregnant that they would get him on everything. Because she was like 8 months pregnant, right, Nu? They had tons of evidence, Genesis. That's the part that confuses me. Like, honestly, that's the part that... I mean, wasn't it New York? Didn't the trial happen in New York? Weren't the charges brought by the Southern District of New York? She wasn't the super pregnant, Nu. She was gravid. I mean, there is always the chance, Genesis, that this is the problem with trying celebrities. There are certain people who will think the celebrity is not guilty no matter what. Now, I don't know how good of it, like, this is a trial, honestly, that is won or lost on jury selection, which is similar to the OJ. This is actually pretty similar to the O.J. Simpson trial in that respect. And I can only assume that the defense team did an amazing job on jury selection. Because really, jury selection is where trials are won and lost. You know, it's like picking your team in league, right? If you don't ban the right heroes, if the wrong hero gets banned that would help your team, you just lose. It's the same thing with jury selection. If you have an AAA plus defense team that knows how to do their due diligence on everybody and find out who is most likely to support you, you can rig it so hard in your favor. It's the reason O.J. Simpson moved his trial to the district he did. So, Omega, the way it works is a thing called jury selection. And both the prosecution and defense can pick the jury. There's a whole bunch of rules around how the jury is selected. So it's supposed to be impartial, okay? But let's be realistic, right? If I am a prosecuting attorney, I don't want an impartial jury. I want an emotional jury that I think is going to take my side. Same thing applies to the defense, okay? The difference is, on the defense, is Diddy. How much money does Diddy have to pay his defense lawyers to make sure that they pick the right jury? Obviously, he has a ton of money and a ton of resources to do that. And so, when it comes to a trial like this, your best line of defense is to pick the most sympathetic jury you can. So there's all kind of legal maneuvers you can use to block jurors. And what happens is both sides get to block jurors for specific reasons. So if you're the defense team, you would do a deep dive on everybody that's on there, and you would block the ones that are least sympathetic towards your cause. And on the other side, the prosecution should do the same thing, right? Realistically, if both sides are playing with the same amount of resources, the jury ends up being fairly impartial, right? Because everybody blocks the most favorable one to their side, and you're left with a relatively impartial jury. What happens with somebody like Diddy is he can just hire so many people, because he has so much money, to try to stack the jury in his favor as much as he can. And this doesn't even go into the fact, like, let's say, for example, I got picked for the jury for the Diddy trial, right? Let's say I really, really, really want to be on the jury. My damage number is red because I have the damage slider cutscene. It's over here. It's because of the damage slider right here. So, and like, let's say, for the sake of, this is for the sake of argument. Let's say I absolutely love Diddy. Sorry, it's usually old people. It's actually statistically usually old people. But with a case like this is not your average case, right? Being on the jury in this case means this is basically like a ticket to short-term fame. So on a case like this, people want to be on the jury because it's a famous trial. Like, if you get on the jury of Diddy, you are famous for the rest of your life. You will have a Wikipedia article written about you. Everything. You will get interviews. You'll get to write a book. You get to do all these things. Genesis, that's actually not as good. It's really not that good. I've been selected for a jury. It's actually more of a hassle. Because the reality is you have to show up somewhere. You have to do... They actually disqualified me immediately. I forget what kind of case it was. I think it was a murder case. I got drawn for the jury pool. It was a federal murder case. And of course, they gave me a... They were at least kind about it. Oh, well... Oh, I didn't know that, but I mean, they gave me, I didn't want to go, to be honest, because it would have been, I would have had to go to the court, I would have had to get up earlier than I usually go to work, so it was really inconvenient for me. But anyways, at least when I was selected, they sent me an email, they said, hey, we want you to fill out this form. And so I'm just filling out the form, honestly, because, you know, and, what I also did a ton of research. And what I found out is that both the prosecution and defense do not like logical people on the jury. They like emotional people on the jury. Imagine that. And since I worked as a computer scientist, they basically, and I actually wrote in my article that, yeah, I work with computer science, and I'm a very logical and rational person, so I think I'd be great for the jury. And, yeah, they just vetoed me. Like, I got tossed out right away. Because I don't want... You would think they would want logical people, but that doesn't make sense, right? Most people are emotional people. So what both sides want is an emotional person sympathetic to their cause, not somebody who's like, I'm rational and logical, I will go through the, all the evidence and try to be as logical as possible on what happened. Oh, wow, okay, that was not what I was getting, Genesis. I think it was, like, going to be, like, $15. I don't even remember what it was. Like I said, after I filled the form out, they said, thank you, but you have been declined. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know how jury selection works in the EU, but I can't imagine it's different anywhere else, right? And guys, you have to remember, this is still, even though this is the way jury selection works, this is still the best way to pick a jury. I get it. But again, remember, if both sides are biased, right, then it evens out, right? So, I mean, it sounds kind of terrible the way I say it, but the reality is, it's still mostly random, right? Like, the defense doesn't get to go out and say, we looked at everybody in New York City, and these are the 10 people we want for the jury. It still is a random selection of people. It still is, you know, of that random selection gets whittled down until you have the jurors. There's still all those things that work out. It's just the problem comes from celebrity trial. Because again, if I was like a Diddy super fan, or if I was a starstruck person, I'm not saying that I personally would lie to get on the jury. But I also don't think it's a stretch for me to say that some people will bend the truth to try to get on the jury because they know they're going to be famous from it. I mean, everything in life is based on luck, Tower. I would never lie to get out of jury duty. Don't get me wrong, I don't like jury duty, but I understand that, like, you have to participate in the process, right? Like, if I lie to get out of it, and the thing is, I don't have to lie. I can just tell the truth and they're not going to pick me. No, it's all luck. How did you skillfully pick your parents? How did you skillfully pick what country you were born in? It's all luck. No, it's luck. Most of life is luck. The only way, like for example, if you were born into the poorest country on earth, do you think you would be as successful as you are today? And I'm going to tell you the truth, absolutely not. Because we all benefited from the resources that our countries have. Like, in the poorest country in the world, I probably would not have gone to college, right? I probably would not have had the opportunity to go to school because I would have needed to help my parents make a living as soon as I could work. Like, I could, like, if... So, and again, what actually is the country you live on? Yeah, I remember those ads. The country you were born into, basically you're born in with a certain amount of infrastructure. And that infrastructure, like, isn't just on Earth. That infrastructure is built by the people that came before you. And this is why nobody's a self-made person. Because you are a product of the society you're born in. So because you're a product of the society you're born in, you benefit from everything your country has built before you. Our benefit, or it's to your detriment, you know, depending on, you know, obviously I'm sure there's some countries out there where yeah, we destroyed the entire environment, but hey, our dictator's really rich. My thing about why poor countries have more children is it's entertainment, right? And that's why I posted that article I found the other day, because it finally validated the hypothesis I've had forever. Because this came up at one of my old jobs, because I am obviously not married, and I obviously don't have kids. And so they asked me, like, why do you think people aren't getting married and having kids? And I said, it's entertainment. It has to be entertainment, because just think about it. And also, one of the reasons is because what you call Yeah, yes, Omega, yes. But the thing is, what generally used to happen is children were unsupervised, right? Like back in, we're talking like the 70s and earlier, right? Your parents had to work, there wasn't supervision going around, especially when you became like a teenager, right? All right, Cuxon, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great evening and happy farming. And so what happened was called unstructured playtime. And so what a lot of teenagers would do during unstructured playtime is, I think we can all imagine where this is headed. They would baptize each other. With a special fluid. So, when you realize that that is what leads to a lot of that type of body and body exploration, you know, and then you look at today, right? There's number one, there's a lot less unstructured playtime now for kids today. Number two is you have a lot of hyper engaging media. Like, look at TikTok, look at YouTube, look at all the things we have, right? It used to be, the funny thing was, you watch any old TV show, and what is everybody's dream when they're talking about another TV show? Oh man, I want a TV with 500 channels. Like any old 90s-ish, 80s, 90s TV show, that was like everybody's ultimate fantasy, right? Having a TV with 500 channels. We invented something better than that. I thought I linked it in the Discord. I actually dug it up the other day. Did I not link it in the Discord? I'm looking right now. It's okay. I thought I linked it. I did. It's on 6.4. Like if you just scroll up on the channel new. On top of that, I think the big change that we see across the world at very different levels of income is the massive improvement in hyper engaging online entertainment. TikTok, video games, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Bridgerton, Netflix. You can browse Blackpink's live stream, or you can go on Pornhub, anything you like. All these technological advancements enable instant access to the world's most charismatic, charming content. Or maybe you prefer to do sports bets and gambling. And why venture out when everything is at your fingertips, from Netflix to Zoom meetings? And so we see, tracing the data over time, that there is growing isolation. Young people are spending much more time alone. In recent surveys, 65% of young American men say nobody knows me well. And the funny thing is, I wouldn't even call it the skibbidification of society. That is just the extreme version that we have. It has evolved to. But the reality is, when I was growing up, I was already sucked into it. You guys know I played World of Warcraft all the time. You think I was going out? No, I wasn't going outside. I had to play World of motherfucking Warcraft. So I'm not really, so I'm surprised that I was actually ahead of the curve, but I'm not surprised at the result. And that's really why I think what happened was Western society. Well, that's another problem, like expenses. our inability to build an abundance in society is certainly not helping. And a lot of things, there's certain things we can't control, but some things we can control, like the amount of housing availability and stuff like that. And that certainly doesn't help the problem, right? But I think even if people had more money, they would inevitably result in the same conclusion, right? Simply because it's like, wow, it's like, why go out when it's so entertaining to stay inside? But of course, I'm biased, right? Because that's what I was doing way back then. That's why I love video games. Growing up as a kid, I love video games because number one, they kept me out of trouble, right? I'm in my room playing a video game. How could I possibly get in trouble? And number two, like I said, I still remember the first time I played a video game, and I was like amazed because I was like in awe of this thing. Because I was like, oh my god, this is something that will never get tired of playing with me. And it was the most incredible feeling I've ever felt. Oh yeah, the less discretionary income people have, the more likely they're going to choose the cheapest option, right? Like, if everything's super expensive, then more and more people are just not going to engage. It also doesn't help that we don't have, like, at least in America, we don't have a third place. Everything in America outside of your home is so monetized and so financial. There's no place, like, most people don't have a place where they can just go hang out. They don't have to buy anything, right? You can just go there and go hang out. Most people don't have access to that. You know, there's not a lot of community centers and stuff like that. Yeah, and that goes a lot to that's like a side effect of the greater income inequality that we're all experiencing, right? Especially if you're growing up, because it's like everybody else has taken so much and there's nothing left for you. It's funny, but income inequality was like the number one thing I was hyper concerned about growing up, and there was nothing I could do to change it. But to me, it was the most important thing in the world, in our society, and we never solved it. And I'm not saying I could have solved it. I'm not saying. I mean, I have ideas that could have helped, right? But I'm not saying I could solve it, because I would have to have been, not only had these ideas, but I would have also had to have been charismatic enough to be able to sell these ideas to everyone. Functionally unemployed is so difficult because you're effectively talking about people that are working below their skill level too, right? It's like somebody that has a degree working at McDonald's and flipping burgers, right? Isn't that functionally unemployed? Because basically they're wasting their talent doing something useless. I don't mean useless, like, obviously the world needs people to flip hamburgers, but you know what I mean. Oh, okay. Okay, so working full-time, I didn't know that. So it's more about working a full-time job and still not making enough money. That's insane. And of course, that's because we won't raise the minimum wage to a living wage. I will say, I live in Florida. We put it in our Constitution of a certain minimum wage, and that minimum wage adjusts with inflation. So that's kind of wild. Of all the states, Florida did that. Yeah, it is in our Constitution. Basically, our minimum wage was set at $10 an hour on September 21st. And every year it goes up $1 until it catches up to $15 an hour on September 30th, 2026. And then every year after, it's adjusted by the current, the rate of inflation. Which is absolutely insane that that is a law in Florida, but I'm very happy that it passed. I'm really wondering if the House is going to pass the bill, Genesis. I'm really wondering if they are going to do it. After how much they hemmed and hawed about, like, oh, I didn't read that part. So it passed the House and it passed the Senate, Genesis. But when it passed the Senate, they added a bunch of amendments to it to pass it through the Senate. One of the amendments, this is so ridiculous to me. Lisa, whatever her name is from Alaska, basically said, our state has to be exempt from the Medicaid and other stuff you guys are doing, and as long as our state's exempt, I'll sign on the bill. Can you believe that? Yeah, but New, what happens is this is why it might still not pass. Because, excuse me. What happens is when a bill goes to the Senate, usually the Senate and the House work to reconcile the bill so that when the Senate passes it, the House can just turn around and immediately pass it, right? This bill is like so radioactive and so toxic that now the Senate has to try and get the House to pass it as is. If the House doesn't pass it as is, and the House amends it, then it has to go back to the Senate again. I hope it doesn't pass too. I hope that the crazy people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who are against the 10 years of no AI regulation, actually say what they mean and don't vote for it. Sorry, I meant mean what they say. I would say, Omega, it's more that they are effectively willing to do whatever the donor class tells them to do. And that they are so hungry for power that they're willing to compromise themselves in ways they've never been compromised before. And really, I don't know that they're necessarily evil as much as they're necessarily easy to manipulate. Because to me, the true evil people are people like the Koch brothers, who legitimately fund all this stuff. What's the other one? The Federalist Society. I think the Federalist Society, Leo, whatever. I think he is straight up evil. A lot of the big polluter money is just straight evil, right? Because they basically want to have the rights to destroy the environment at no cost to them. And the thing is, like, in terms of libertarians, I don't think they understand you're going to pay the cost one way or another, right? And what I mean by that is, let's say you have a hyper-libertarian society where everything is pay as you go, right? This means that obviously, like, there's homeless people that, you know, probably more homeless people because there's no regulation on the hyper-capitalism, right? Well, the reality is, if you're homeless, you're going to consume more state services. And what I mean by state services is that you're going to commit more crimes because you have nothing to lose in society, so you're going to consume more policing resources, and there's been studies on this. You're going to consume, like, if you have nothing to lose, you're going to go to the ER whenever you want, because again, since if you're entitled to service, it doesn't matter, you're just going to go to the ER, you know, because what are they going to do about it? Bill you for the money you can't pay, etc., etc. And there was a study, and I forget where, I think it was in North Carolina, where they said, okay, clearly just letting the homeless people do all this stuff isn't working. What if we house the homeless? So they housed all the homeless, and at the end, they computed the cost of both scenarios, right? The scenario where the homeless just slept on the streets or whatever they did, and basically how that worked. And then they computed the cost of housing the homeless and treating them with dignity, and giving them the ability to try to function in society. Would you believe that the end result was the cost was roughly the same? Because what happened is, once these people had homes, they consumed fewer emergency services because they weren't going to the ER because it was cold out. They weren't committing crimes, so they weren't consuming policing resources. Because they had a home now, so they weren't engaging in all these things. And they found out that, wow, it costs us the same amount of money to do it either way. Well, why don't we just house these people? And I mean, even if it costs 10% more, right? Wouldn't you rather, like, I would rather live somewhere where it costs 10% more and know everybody has a home. Which I know is a wild and crazy leftist thing to say. thing is, it's not a decision up to landlords. Doesn't matter. It's a decision at the state level. Well, it's a decision at the government level. Yeah, it's the same thing with the medical system. If we had a more functional medical system, yeah, we'd like I think John Oliver did like a bunch of the computations, right? And they basically came out to 3 scenarios. In one scenario, we actually spend less money and get better outcomes. That is, I would say, that is quote unquote the optimistic scenario, right? We spend less, we get better outcomes. That's pretty optimistic, I would say. Another study said we spent about the same, right? We got better medical outcomes, but we spent roughly the same amount of money. But see, that's the thing is, Omega, I understand that is... A lot of people think that you should be punished if that if you're poor, you should be punished. But the reality is, that just punishes you back, right? It's not this zero-sum game where the poor get punished for free. It's that the poor get punished so much that then the poor say, well, since society doesn't care about my existence, I don't care about society. And that's the end result you get. And everything's worse for everybody. Because now you have the poor people that lash out. I know, I'm just presenting the 3 scenarios, right? I know that... I imagine that realistically, if we were being honest with ourselves, we probably would spend less and get better care. And again, because preventative care catches the issues before they become serious issues, you end up winning with preventative care anyways. Yeah, that's the hierarchical mindset. As long as... I mean, that's what Lyndon B. Johnson said. As long as you give somebody to look down on, he'll let you pick his pocket. Hell, he'll empty his pockets for you. But mathematically, it doesn't work out. And we're all worse off for it. And that's the sad thing. And again, like, if this happened, the landlords aren't losing anything, right? They would just get the money from the government instead. Like, if I had a house I was renting out, why would I care if the money is coming from the government or the person? I still get the money either way. Honestly, I would prefer the government situation because I know the government's good for it. I know the government isn't going to spend that money on an Xbox. Which, that Xbox thing is just a funny thing that actually happened to somebody I know. The person that was, they were splitting the rent with said, I can't afford rent this month, I bought an Xbox. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you still get paid, so it doesn't matter. You know, it's... Am I? You know, hold on, let me check something. I swear to God. I'm not eating anymore. Okay, that means it's somewhere in here. I can never find the setting. Hold on. God damn it, that's what happened. Is this better now? So, you won't believe this, but they turned my microphone volume down in the settings on my device! This has happened so many times without my consent. Ugh. My computer, I'll restart it and it resets, and I'm like, why are you resetting the sound? Well, see, and I never know because I don't check that. And it's buried in the settings. Oh, the guy changed his name to Rob Mac. Rob Mac, that's such a ridiculous name. Well, everybody knows him as Mac anyway, so. What I likely need to do new is figure out where the setting is in the registry and write a PowerShell script to check what the setting is in the registry, and then just set the setting to the registry to what I want it to be. I just need to have a script that does it, and then I can just have the script automatically run at startup. That's probably what I need to do. Let's see if that's possible. I don't know what happened. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I honestly have no idea how it works, Omega. It's a new thing they just rolled out. he did. If you do a what is it, Sar? A super chat. Yeah, it gives you 100 points. I don't know how it works at all. Like, I got some XP watching Maria's stream, but I don't know how it works. Like, it's sort of a new system. Oh, he's up to 300 XP. New is at 225. Genesis is at 150. Omega's at 150. Oh, Spectrodes is at 25. He must have been here. Hi, Spectrodes. How you doing? I don't think he said anything. That's neat. Yeah, I'm sure it's like rate limited in some way how much you can earn, because that's how channel points work, right? Like, you get a certain amount of channel points just for watching the stream, and then you get a certain amount of channel points for interacting with the little magic box that you can't idly farm. Apparently there is a way to do this. Holy crap, the things it wants me to do is insane. Like, apparently you can't just easily adjust your microphone volume programmatically for some reason. Why would you want me to buy Deathwave Plus? Deathwave Plus is terrible. Why would you do that to me, Tower? As far as I know, they don't reset SAR, it carries over. I need to get CF Plus, if anything. Man, I can't believe you would sentence me to death. Wait, wow. Did I hurt you, Tower? Did I hurt your family? It did not. My tower is a good tower. Well, hi. Why do you want to punish me? What I need is CF Plus. So Genesis, he was in here last stream. He is just in the hospital, and I guess that's why he's not available right now. He told me he had some real life stuff. I didn't know he was in the hospital. So Christian left and Camper came back. So I don't know what we're going to do when Christian comes back. I'm sure he'll be back. Wait, he switched guilds? Christian switched guilds on us? Oh, I didn't know he's... Well, I'm glad he's still playing. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I'm glad he's still playing. When he said he was in the hospital, I got very concerned. I'm glad that it's just he wanted to play with somebody else. I mean, he didn't need to be so dramatic if he just wanted to join another guild. I'm not accusing him of being dramatic. You know what I mean. Hopefully, you know what I mean. Oh. Yeah, well, now I'm curious, because I thought he couldn't, like, when he came into the stream, he said, yeah, I'm in the hospital. They won't let me use my phone overnight, so I can't play. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's, no big deal. You didn't have to leave because of that, but okay. I mean, if he is playing with Crowbar's guild, I'm more than happy that that's all it is. Hey, made it to the recent tournament. Wait. All he did was switch his name. What is going on here? But now we're holding an investigation. Dun dun dun. Oh, did it just end?
Okay, looks good.
Oops. Hold on, I have to mute this. I found the stream. Is he still streaming? Because it doesn't show him as live. It shows that he was just streaming that. Damn, maybe I should do what Crowbar does and just put the Xala right there in my video description and just toss my player ID right there. Instead of being so secretive, maybe I should just do that. He was live. He was live like a couple minutes ago. I think he streamed for like 20 minutes to just show the tail end of his run. Wow, his modules are 224, 226, 232, and 201. His bonus is 5,700 and something. And he got 1 quintillion from that run. 1.01 quintillion. And he just streamed it and it's over. He doesn't have chat on his VOD. So it's, and you know how weird YouTube is about the chat. Yeah, mods just get like obscene. Yeah, mods just get crazy expensive. Somebody asked me how my mods are so high, and I'm like, what do you mean? I'm behind. Like, comparatively, I'm behind everybody else. What do you mean I'm so far ahead? I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, hold on, I have to hide. Are you kidding me, Sar? Was your bracket just that stacked or what? If his alt was getting 5th, Sar has no road. This is his main. Every now, that's the whole thing. The entire game is based on the bracket lottery. That tells you how bad his bracket was, Tower. I mean, you can look him up. You can go to the Tower. Like, if I know Tower, you're new. If you go to thetower.lol, you can just look him up. You can look me up. You can look anybody up. It's always a bad one with the ultimate weapon cooldown. This is always a bad one. That's why so many people just adjust their ultimate weapon so that it doesn't have any cooldown. Technically, I need to do it. It is the most, and we, not only that, we also had fast ultimate, and fast ultimate is the other worst one. Fast ultimate is actually worse than the ultimate weapon thing. Oh, you know what? I just realized I need to fix my priority. Oh, it's already fixed. Okay, good. Yeah, that was one of the things that we were talking about re-rolling was if I take my dim core, right, and we change that poison swamp cooldown to either of the CF ones. But the reality is, do I try to get the mythic chance of damage first? You know, it's like dilemma and dilemma and dilemma. Because realistically, I should re-roll this. I should try and get the ancestral chance and ancestral damage, and then come back here and try to get that to ancestral. You know? That's really what I should do. There is a trilemma. The tower, you have to be in a certain top of each bracket to see it. There's a quad lemma too. So like you might not be high enough to see your bracket. What I would do is take the player ID of the person in first place. Yeah, you can look yourself up, but it won't always link to your bracket. So if you want to see your bracket, you got to look at the top person. Yeah, lemma, I don't remember what lemma is, but yeah, hey Ned, how you doing? Lemma 100% is something. I don't know why we're looking at that anymore. I'm not re-roll. I could re-roll it. How did you get the champs in 3 months, dude? I've been farming tier 15 net, I want to say, for a couple weeks. Oh, you got 3 stone. You know, Tower, you should teach Nick some lessons, because he got 3 stone packs gifted to him, and he still isn't in Champions League. Yes, just like what, like if I bought just 1 early stone pack, I think that would have been the equivalent of probably 9 months, maybe. 9 months might be a stretch. I wish I would have documented it better. Also, it is faster now just by default. Seven upgrades. Hey, Ned, it could be worse, man. You could be playing Clash of Clans and you'd be saying, like, I could have bought a house. Or I could have my Clash of Clans account. Yeah, you get 45 per week for missions, right? So 750 on missions alone is like 3 months. Give or take. Plus plus the tournament, so I guess it's like 2 months. Also, the fact that they fixed the tournaments too, that's a big thing too. It happens. At least, like Ned, there's a theoretical max spend, you know? Especially once you get your labs to a certain point, it's like you're not going to be spending on... You know what I mean? You're just not going to be buying gems as much. Sandbagged a lot? Sandbagging was all you could do back then. I sandbagged, dude, for so long. Like, it'd literally be like I'd only do one tournament a week because I would sandbag the one on Saturday. I'll also say when I played back then, I wasn't nearly as competitive as I am now. Because back then, it was like, I would just be like, oh, let's send the tournament and see what happens. But then again, there wasn't really as many things you changed, right? You equipped a different set of cards and that was about it. Like, it's not like now where it's like, I have a different set of cards, modules, a different spec. I didn't sandbag until champ, really. I did. The thing was, Tower, when I got into Champion League, I couldn't survive, so I kept upgrading defense percent, because I'm like, well... That's the only thing that's going to help me survive. And, yeah, that went on for a while. And everybody was like, no, you got to switch to damage. So I did all my damage labs, and I still couldn't survive. And then the mistake I made was modules happened, and I didn't try again once the modules happened, because once modules happened... It was once modules happened, EHP was good enough. It's boring, but Mastery Labs are also so good. I actually looked at the labs that Crowbar is running, because Crowbar had a stream, and I was looking at what he was researching, just to see, because he showed at the end of his stream. And he is researching all of the enemy health labs. All of them. And Shock Chance for some reason. I'm surprised he didn't have Shock Chance maxed out. I have had Shock Chance maxed out for a while, to be honest. But he's doing all the health labs. Which means I'm technically doing the wrong thing by not doing all the health labs. What can you do? Oh, his attack speed. Okay, that makes sense. He does have faster attack speed. And his last one is, okay, he's doing Lightning Amp Scatter, which is actually what I'm also doing in that slot. Yeah, so technically, Genesis, I probably should be doing all the health labs, but I'm not. I did max the fast speed. I think, I don't know if Crowbar has been playing longer than I have. Oh, wow, his orbs are enormous. Okay, he has, okay, well, we're gonna check and see. No, hold on. And the statistics are on. And, yeah, I'm behind. He's way ahead of me. I'm 288. He is effectively, like, 410 more labs than me. Yeah, I know I'm up there. I didn't, you know, it's one of those things. The number is just going to keep growing up. And you know what? If the content keeps slowing down, I'm going to keep catching up. Just so you know it. Just so you know it, I will keep going. No, I haven't done starting cash. I used to joke that I was going to do it, and I just, like, I'm trying. This is what I'm working on. I'm trying to get the stinking cash bonus lab done. It's almost done. I'm almost done with the Swamp Stun chance lab. And then, of course, like, Swamp Rend, that's going to take a while. I think just cash bonus, the last 6 levels are going to take a while, but whatever, we're almost done. This is actually 2 days, so I guess it's not too bad. This will be almost done. So, like, if we look at my terrible labs I have left, I have all the health labs. Because basically, I was considering saving up to start this one. Because if you remember, I started the stream with about 400 something quadrillion, but we'll do it later. I was going to do it, but I saw how, like, look, I saw that I could get 2 ranks of coin mastery. It's for project funding, Ned. It's hopefully to help me stack project funding faster to get more DPS out of it. But I also don't have a lot of options. I mean, technically what I should be doing is like all the health ones. So boss health, I have them all favorited down here. Protector health, ranged health, tank health, fast enemy health, common enemy health. Yes and no, Tower. If you have the damage limiter like I have, it doesn't matter because you just turn the damage limiter down and then it's fine. Yeah, it is less. I just want to finish it, Ned. It's actually not scaling off digits, Genesis. They say scaling off digits. It's actually a logarithmic function. So if you actually watch it, it's actually logarithmic and it goes up logarithmically. Whether or not it's going to be really that useful at this point, probably not. But I just want to gold box it, and then it'll be gold boxed and moved on. I just want the gold box, man. Like, I started it not to stop at 75. I started it to stop at 99. But that's my problem. Oh, you maxed yours already. Yeah, I don't know. I was like I'm kind of at the bottom of the barrel, Genesis. That's kind of the problem. I mean, I could do a health lab instead. That is a tough, I don't know, Omega. You have demon mode automation unlocked. No, if you haven't, how many keys do you have to unlock the card slot? Because I would say you want that demon mode on death, too. Hey Chen, how's it going? So far we're sitting in 4th. So good. 4th is very good. It'll be 375 stones. So we'll be saving up for the 400 and something for another second of duration. And then we'll be saving up for I wish I could leave it at 69. I'm supposed to take it to 70, so unfortunately we'll have to like give up the lucky number of 69. I would say you would want this to get the smart automation. Once you get the smart automation, it's 100% worth it, because then you no longer have to worry about, do I click the demon mode? I mean, that's at least how I felt. Oh, congrats, Tower. I forgot to switch this. Now it is on the right thing. Yeah, I understand, Omega. That's the other dilemma. You have to also get the card slot. I mean, doing nothing but econ for 2 to 3 weeks will make your econ go up. Oh, who is it, Jen? Well, there's a lot of us. There's almost 60 of us, in fact. Is he a 9.5? It's meters. Because I have the story of the 10-meter table. I had Rocket Man in my bracket today, Genesis. And I stole his 6th place. He's 7th now. So, do you want to hear the story of the 10-meter table, Chen? Oh, and I will have to go in a little bit. Oh, wait, what? I might have to go shortly. Technically, a 10-meter table is actually so large, it probably could have... I don't know how many people could... Like, a 10-meter table, Chen, is so huge that it actually is difficult to make a 10-meter table because the weight of the tabletop becomes so much. We looked into this, and a 4.3 meter table with 4.3 meters in diameter, that table would weigh 2 tons. And so if you look at the area difference between a 10-meter table and a 4.3 meter table, it's roughly a factor of about 5.5. So we estimate that a true 10-meter table would be about 11 tons. And probably the closest representation of a 10-meter table is the 7-meter-ish table that was in Doctor Strangelove. The table in there was 22 feet across, and I don't know how many people it sat. It is amazing because we had this table talk in another stream. I think realistically you probably could have 30 people or more at the table, yes. But the story of the 10-meter table is this. Imagine you're on one side of the 10-meter table, and between frames, you're moving at 11 meters per second. So on one frame, you're on one side of the table, and then on the next frame, you're on the other side of the table, and you never actually collide with the table. Now, if you reduce the game speed, so now you're moving 5.5... Sorry, thank you! 5.5 meters between frames. On the first frame, you're on one side of the table. On the next frame, you're in the middle of the table, and you're forced to resolve the collision between you and the table. It's just the way a lot of games do things. They do things between frames, so when you do things between frames, you can warp through things. And so since I always use the 10-meter table as my example, that's why our guild is called the 10-meter table. And then SARS Alt, he is the leader of the 9.5-meter table. Oh god. No, Omega. It would be. Have you ever heard of that explanation for Super Mario Brothers that is about the bus and the frames, the frame window or whatever it's called? Because, like the bus and the frame window, the tower is a metaphor for how collisions happen in video games. Yeah, that's actually, it's more that if you're moving fast enough, you can clip through things between frames. Most games have like a minimum FPS like behind the scenes. So it's not, so let me rephrase that. Not every game strictly uses FPS to do collisions. A lot of games have the engine for collisions run behind the scenes. And usually too, like, usually in most games too, you can't move fast enough where you can actually clip through things like CS or COD. Because remember, the walls in CS and COD, they're not like, they're pretty big. You're not going to be able to run through them in one frame, even if you have absolutely dog shit FPS, because there's so much depth to them. So what happens in those games is you probably clip into the wall and the wall pushes you out because the collision with the walls actually has a depth to it. And to get to like, and for a lot of games, the speeds you have to move to actually clip through stuff is like, you have to go crazy fast, right? Because they usually test things within a range, right? Like, it's very easy to basically run a computer at like 10 FPS, right? That's 1/6 the speed required, and make sure that if it goes into the wall still kicks it out, right? Because realistically, like even 10 FPS is going to be painful for somebody to play, right? But yes, theoretically, yes, you could reduce your FPS. Like if you could get your FPS into like frames per minute, then yeah, you might be able to. Yeah, because theoretically, they could just make the wall infinite, right? Like, as long as the wall's up, the only thing you can hit is the wall. But the way the game's coded, the pieces can actually teleport through the wall and hit your tower, instead of having the wall just take the hit for the tower. So Ned, they are actually working on that. The guy the actual developer in the Discord, he made a post saying that he thinks he figured out the issue, and he is working on a fix for it. Allegedly, he found the bottleneck that happened at very high frame rates, or not frame rates, but shots. So we'll see if that's true or not. Honestly, I don't even care as much about the attack speed bug. I care so much more about the game just being freaking stable and not crashing. What do you mean, have I seen which wall bug? That's a very wide open statement about the wall bug.
It's which one? Yeah, I mean, Genesis, that's what I would do. I would say, like, okay, like, if the cap is 40 attack speed, you have 90 attack speed. Okay, that means technically every bullet now does 2.25 times as much damage. And also multiply all the other things bullets do by 2.25, so, like, knockback, rend, and all that stuff. I haven't seen it get... No, I don't have that bug because I have the wall invincibility. So see how my wall's invincible for 10 seconds? Well, it's 8 seconds, right? So it's invincible for those 8 seconds, so... As it's invincible for those 8 seconds, it doesn't get destroyed. No, I haven't seen, like... So I don't watch the game, so it's very possible I have those bugs, and I've just never seen it, because I'm at the point where I just don't depend on my wall that much. So if it happens, I wouldn't notice. And if it does happen, it wouldn't really affect me, because I don't depend on my wall at this stage of the game. I mean, it's nice to have my wall, but really, I just need to kill things. I cannot wait for a run history, the feature I've been asking about for I don't know how long. Oh my god, I'm so hoping we get a run history. Jeez. Oh wait, does invincibility not start immediately? Wow, that's a great feature. So, I don't know, Chen. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, I just don't know if it happens to me. This game has a lot of novel behavior. Realistically, if they did a kill recap, it would be very, I would assume it'd be very inaccurate, right? I mean, and most realistically, all you need is what killed you, right? You don't need to see it kill you, you just need to know what killed you. At least I need to know what killed me. And it's usually myself. It's been my biggest wish forever. Tower, oh, I don't know. Great. Tower, you found a new bug. 31 people. Cool, congrats. You actually could, like, Ned, my joke is that I don't think they could emulate the last few seconds correctly. That was my joke. Realistically, they should be able to do it. Because you would just control, like, all the pieces on the board. No, you wouldn't know, because you would never know when the kill comes up. They would have to constantly store the last couple seconds, wouldn't they? Realistically, they could do like a checkpoint system on each wave, right? Like they could store the initial value of each wave, and as long as they stored the RNG part of the wave, you could replay the last wave deterministically. But I mean, they could do that, couldn't they, Omega? They could just save the state of the wave itself, and then it would just save the state of everything on the screen. Then you could deterministically play the wave out so it spawns the same way, and then you could see what killed you. And you wouldn't be saving that much data to do it. At least that's how I think they could do it. I do, Tower. It's usually the enemies that kill me. Which one I can't always say, but it's usually one of them. That's all they need to do, Genesis. All they need to do is just say, your max weight run was this. Alright, Ned, you have a good evening and happy farming, and I'll see you next time. But yeah, all they need to do is take your max wave, take a percentage of the max wave, and that's it. Right? So like your max wave is X over X number of time. And that's it. And then you just say, okay, if we know that over 8 hours you make 100 trillion, we're going to give you 80 trillion every 8 hours, and that's it. It simulates a run. And so you have to be offline for, like, if they really want to get hyper technical about it, you have to be offline for 8 hours before you get the thing, but that's still fine. So you would just have some stuff in progress halfway, you know? And it, to me, Genesis, it's such a simple solution. I am mad that they haven't done it. That is true, Ned, because there are... See, like, the thing is, where I'm at, I know I'm not going to get a shotgun because I have permanent black hole, you know? So, like, for me, the things that are going to kill me are basically a boss, a ray, a bad scatter, or, that's about it. Because I have been killed by a bad scatter. It's mostly rays and bosses once you get to a certain point, because you're immune to shotgun. Everything just gets sucked into your next black hole, so you never get shotgunned. I know, like like what Fuds always comes out and says, Genesis, which blows my mind, is that it's too hard to calculate it offline. It's like, why do we need to calculate a perfect run offline? Why? Just give a percentage. It's so simple. I've never seen the slingshot thing, Ned. To be fair, I don't usually watch what happens. It's just like, oh, I died. Oh, I didn't know that they could do that. But then again, I'm not far. See, a boss killed me. That's how I died. The boss just comes in and kills me. No, nothing special. He just plows right into me. Hey, I actually have gotten better. I got to 3624 now. Oh. I actually had my scatter lightning up pretty high because scatters were actually killing me at some point in the game. Like, I was legitimately dying to scatters so much. What is ramping? Yeah, Tower, when I farmed tier 15, right? Like, I skipped the first 1800 waves, right? So we do 180 waves, and I'm basically at 1800. So that's effectively like 18. You can get about 10 waves a minute, right? So that's 18 minutes, okay? And from there, I get between 1500 and at best we saw like 3600. A boss slides along, huh? That sounds like a weird collision problem, Ned, because what a boss is supposed to do is it's actually supposed to push everything out of its way. Yeah, exactly, Genesis. It just needs to be percent of your max. That's it. There's nothing, the calculation does not need to be anything fancy. You don't have to do any damage, any calculation, really. All you need to do is say in 8 hours, you made 100 trillion. So there's two ways of looking at it. Because in normal play, the coin does ramp up over that time. You could say, I could see the argument, okay? I could see the argument of them saying, you basically, for the 8 hours, you have to be offline for the entire 8 hours to get the coins, because the nature of a run is you start out making little coins and you make most of your coins at the end of your run. So I could see a very reasonable argument that says if your run is however long, you have to be offline for that same time period. And of course it accrues, right? So if you're offline for 5 hours, you come in and do a tournament and then go back offline, it just picks up from the 5 hours and continues, right? Not a big deal. Then they would say, okay, every 14 hours, we are going to give you 80% of your run. And that would be all the calculation they need to do, because they already know how long your run is. They already know how many coins you earn that run. And then the only deciding factor is this percentage amount, which can go up and down. And that would be so close to actually playing the game for most people. I don't understand why it's even controversial to do. And then it does still motivate you to try to do farming runs because you're trying to beat your high score, right? And again, if you're someone like me, you're just going to run the game 24/7 anyways, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, thank you. I'm very curious about this. No, you can do the same thing with cells, shards. Anything you get, you could add offline. It just gets this multiple to it. There's no reason for it not to include cells. It should. And not to include shards. It should. Like, you have to give cells. You can't not give cells, because then people would just not do the offline function. The offline function needs to be relatively comparable to what you would normally do. So that means it should give you like 80% of the modules you get. It should give you 8, you know, and like, so you should auto shatter all the commons and stuff like that. Oh, okay. I'll watch that after this. Oh, because they have CF Plus, Ned. That's why I don't see it. I don't have CF Plus. You need to have CF Plus. That's why. That's what's missing, Ned. I don't have CF Plus. So I'll never see it until I get CF Plus. Because CF Plus fundamentally changes the way it works. So I bet what happens is it tries to collide to something and gets pushed down because it can't do the spiral correctly. That makes sense. I mean, to me, they should just give you a percent of your max run, right? Like, you just take your max run and you just use that. I'll have to take a look at it later. I would think they would just fix it to allow the boss to plow through things with CF Plus, right? You'd have to either that or just so the cheapest way to fix it, Ned, is just to probably remove the collision between bosses and the other thing and just let the boss pass through. I don't see how that changes anything negatively, you know? Yeah, that's the reason I'm a big advocate for Genesis, because it makes the game more accessible. And the most important part of Genesis is this is a competitive game. So if you make it more accessible to players that aren't as competitive, if you're competitive, you do better. So it technically benefits me to have more new players in the game, so I want more. I know that's an ashholeless reason, but that's why I want. I guess it's self-serving, right? I know that's a selfish way, but like I want the like there's two things that happen to a game, right? It either stagnates and we start losing players, right? And if it stagnates, that's bad because the brackets get more competitive. If the game is perpetually growing, that means there's always going to be more brackets and the brackets get easier, right? Just the nature of the brackets, right? Like for every copper bracket, there's a minimum amount of people that are going to promote to silver. So the more copper brackets you have, the more silver you have. The more silver you have, the more gold you have. The more gold you have, platinum. More platinum, champion, more legends, right? So if you want more stone income, you want the game to continually grow its player base, because the more people playing, the better it is for everybody. Just because it's such a weird situation to me that like the larger the game population is, the better it is. That's because 7,000 legend players mean there has to be like, what is it? What is the ratio? There's 7,000 legend players because that means there's a ratio to it, and I can't think of what it is. Because 4 promote, and yeah, so we'll say that it's like double. Why would SoftBank buy this game? I mean, Tower, we can just extrapolate from that. Let's just say it doubles, right? So there's 7,000 legends, 14,000 champs, 28,000 platinum, 56,000 how did I forget what it was? 56,000 gold. Did they? I didn't think they bought Clash. Oh, Tencent bought Supercell from, so yeah, SoftBank did. Yeah, I think it's not quite double. I think Genesis is right, because it's like 2/3, right? But you have to invert the 2/3 so that it's basically every wave gets chopped by 2/3, right? Because of the 4 promote, 6 demote, right? So in terms of brackets, your next bracket has 2/3 as many people as a bracket before it. So I forget how you invert that. That's 1.5 times, yeah. So it goes 1.5 times exponentially. So yeah, Genesis has it right. And then it's yes, exactly that. So if you know the number of one bracket, you can extrapolate the number of the total player base. Oh, I didn't know that, Ned. I didn't know Oh. How much did SoftBank buy it for? Yeah, see, that's pretty close to what we were saying. You can't really, and you can't go from gold to silver, because once you promote to silver, you can't go back, and once you promote to gold, you can't go back. So like gold is like the bucket. That is actually a lot fewer players than I was hoping for, because like that's only 67,000 players. Probably rounded up a little bit or down. I don't know. I kind of did an off the cuff there. It's about 67,000. Oh. And they sold it for 8.6 billion, so that's pretty good. But they somehow got 72% at some point. Well, Tencent bought it 84% for 8.6. So SoftBank had 72% of that. So SoftBank walked away with about 7.4 bill. Yeah, Tencent bought it from SoftBank, yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They did like a 5-bagger. That's pretty good. Yeah, that isn't ignoring that too, yeah. So I was close, 60. I said 67, 66, 750, yeah. Well, it was pay to win before that because SoftBank like owned it and they wanted more money out of it. Oh, really? 5 to 7. They did it for, when did they sell? They got it in 2013. When was this? Oh, They got in and out quick then, because they got in 2013, turned around and sold it in 2016. That's pretty crazy. That's 3 years. That's insane, really. So it was a 5-bagger in 3 years. Oh, okay. See, Ned knows all the numbers. I don't know all this. While I do finance, I don't do that kind of finance. And I don't really do finance. I do, like, logistics more than finance. Like I said, I'm hoping they do offline just because it's just, to me, like there's things in games that are such easy wins to do. Like, I don't think anybody's going to be mad about people getting offline income as long as it's inferior to actively farming, right? I don't think anybody can be upset about that, right? I mean, do we all agree with that? Is there anybody who's like, oh my god, they need to actively farm for their coins, they can't just get them? Like, yeah, the event is just way too much. I don't like, I could see I don't think it'd ever be a $10 monthly pass, but I could see them making the game where it's 20 a month, and I don't think that is super unreasonable. Where basically you can buy the events, right, individually for 15, or you can buy a pack of 2 events for 20. I could see them doing something like that. Even better is if they do it in Exala. If they do it in Exala, then basically the fees take care of the discount anyways. Because when you consider that it's 15, it's 30, they're paying $9 anyways to Apple and Android. So they're walking away with 21 anyways. If they did a double event pass on Exala, they could sell it for $20. Exala's cut is like 10%, so it's 18 versus 21, right? Why wouldn't you do that? And then in Exala, you could add gifting. It's like a win-win-win. They give up $3 but guarantee you're buying 2 event passes. The worst thing that could happen is they actually sell the game off, honestly. Like, they sell the game off to some Chinese company, and then the Chinese company kills it. Yeah, it has to hit. There's so many things that have to happen. The reality is, I just need to make my own mobile game. Yeah, because you had Clash, they sold it to SoftBank. SoftBank said, oh, you guys are all addicted now, let's raise the rent, and they did. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, Genesis. But guys, I do need to go. I promised Maria I would do something with her before work, and she just got up. Well, it's not an odd name because they're taking all your pennies, dude. That's how those games work. Honestly, when I release my game, it's like, okay, when I release, like, my game is a long ways away, right? But I want to make an average game. I don't want to go whaling specifically. I really don't. I don't like the whale model. Oh, don't get excited, Genesis. We're going to play World of Warcraft. It's not going to be that. I think we're going to do some time walking World of Warcraft. But I appreciate you thinking it's a lot more exciting than what it is. I really do. But once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again. And I hope you have a great day. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, wait, goodbye and happy farming. I'm sorry, have happy farming too. I was a little brain locked on another game.